Yesterday, our efforts to positively identify the deceased individual here has been found. We are fairly confident that that subject is Guy Edward Bartkus, 25-year-old from, again, Palm Springs, from, again, 29 Palms.
FBI names 25-year-old Guy Edward Bartkus as main suspect in Palm Springs fertility clinic bombing. Bombing occurred outside a fertility center in California on May 17th, prompting federal investigation. A bomb exploded in or close to a car parked outside the American Reproductive Center clinic, where couples go for in vitro fertilization, IVF treatment, just before 11 a.m. local time. The explosion claimed one life and injured at least 4. Authorities reported on Sunday, May 18th, that the explosion did not damage any embryos kept within the clinic. At a press conference on Sunday, Akil Davis, Assistant Director of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office, said, "We are fairly confident that Mr. Bartkus is our primary suspect." He stated that the attack was carefully planned and not random. According to Davis, Bartkus was attempting to livestream the incident, and the FBI believes he was killed in the explosion. Davis added, "The subject had nihilistic ideations, and this was a targeted attack against the IVF, in vitro fertilization, facility. Make no mistake, we are treating this as an intentional act of terrorism."
Due to the speed and professionalism of the Palm Springs Fire Department, Station 1, the Palm Springs Police Department, as well as the FBI bomb technicians, we were able to save all of the embryos at this facility. Good guys 1, bad guys 0. They understood the sensitivity and the precious nature of what was inside, and they took extreme care to ensure that there was no loss of any sensitive material. Again, I want to thank all the partners that have arrived here in Palm Springs to help us investigate this scene and ensure the continued safety in this community. I'd like to address the ongoing search in 29 Palms that many of you asked me about yesterday. I can confirm that we were executing a search warrant at that location in 29 Palms as a result of this explosion here. As has been reported, some residents were evacuated in the neighboring area as a practice of protocol and safety. We do not believe that there's an ongoing threat to the public in the 29 Palms area as a result of this investigation. As I mentioned yesterday, our efforts to positively identify the deceased individual here has been found. We are fairly confident that that subject is Guy Edward Bartkus, 25-year-old from, again, from, again, 29 Palms. This is the same individual that I mentioned yesterday. However, due to our investigation, we were keeping some of that information close hold, but we are now releasing it to you today. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force indicates that we believe he was the subject found near the vehicle. I also want to provide the vehicle information to you. He was driving a 2010 silver Ford Fusion sedan with license plate number 8, H as in Henry, W as in William, S as in Sam, 848. Again, that is license plate number 8 as in Henry, 8, H as in Henry, W as in William, S as in Sam, 848. That's critical because we need the public's help in identifying gaps in our investigation. We know where Mr. Bartkus was at about 6 a.m. We know the timeline of when he entered the city. However, we need the public's help for identifying where he traversed within the city before the explosion went off. We will be providing a photograph of Mr. Bartkus, and it'll also be displayed on our social platforms. If anyone has information about this incident, I urge them to call 1-800-CALL-FBI, or we have created a tip line, which is FBI.gov/Palm Springs vehicle explosion. I again want to thank you for your cooperation as we get through this lengthy investigation. We plan on being out here for the next 24 to 36 hours investigating this large scene.
Guy Edward Bartkus, a 25-year-old from 29 Palms, California, was identified as the perpetrator of a car bombing outside the American Reproductive Center's fertility clinic in Palm Springs on May 17, 2025. The explosion resulted in Bartkus's death and injured 4 others. The FBI has classified the incident as an act of terrorism.